This is Come and See with Father Philip Hall, turning to and following Christ in the 21st century. Father Philip is parish priest at All Saints of Lincolnshire Orthodox Church in Lincoln, England.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, God is one. Amen. Begin by reading Galatians chapter 3, verses 26 to 29. And ask yourself, while you're doing that, who am I? I'm going to ask you, who are you? You might like to think of it in, this sort of way. What nationality, what work or age are you? What hobbies, what clubs do you belong to? What's your social status? What's your class? What are your political allegiances and views? What sort of education do you have? What's your marital status? Some people think of themselves in terms of their children, or even their pets, or their sports teams. Who do you support? Or their health. They'll say, I am an athlete, or I'm disabled, or I'm both. What about things like honours? You might have military honours or social honours. You might be an OBE or an MBE, or you might have a VC or a DSO or something like that. You might have other sort of military honours or military status. You might be a sergeant or a private or a captain or a lieutenant or a general or field marshal, I guess, commander-in-chief. In this country I think we only have one. Okay, so who are you? You might think of yourself as being a son or a daughter of somebody else, a grandson or granddaughter of someone. You might be interested in all sorts of genealogy and be able to follow yourself back all the way back to some grand person or rogue in the past and see this as part of your identity. Or it may be like many people nowadays, look at themselves, their physical being, their mental makeup and the way they feel inside, and wonder whether they are male or female or transgender or transsexual or non-binary or cisgender or queer gender or all sorts of things like that. And other people, of course, especially as they're growing up, are not sure. Am I a child? Am I an adult? And this also causes all sorts of problems within them, because sometimes they feel very adult and sometimes they feel very insecure and like a child. And people sometimes treat them like an adult and other times as a child. What about being a slave, being free or being a slave? Well, so many of us, of course, are slaves to our mortgages and our debts, and we're slaves also to our work. We've forgotten that we work in order to live and do all those other things we need to do, principally pray and worship. And instead of doing that, they work all the way through Sunday, so they can never make it to church. Sorry, Father, I'd love to come to church, but my job demands that I'm there on a Sunday. Well, it may well be that something like that ethnicity is the really strong thing. They feel wonderfully patriotic for the accident of their birth. And everything British or English or to do with your county or even your village is wonderful and great. Well, St. Paul says this, you know what? You were baptized into Christ. You put on Christ. So if you want to know who you are, let me tell you. You are Christ's. You belong to Him. And because you belong to Him, because you are His, you are heirs of the promises of God. You are heirs of Abraham. And what that means is this. You have found salvation. So there might be lots of things that people could say about you. That you're beautiful, you're ugly, you're nice, you're good, you're rich, you're poor, you are wonderful or terrible. But you are Christ's, and you are saved. your prayers. God bless you. Amen.
Join us again next time for Come and See with Father Philip Hall, a listener-supported presentation of Ancient Faith Radio.